Welcome to the channel. It's the MMA guys. Today we're doing a Della Maddalena versus Makhachev UFC 322 breakdown. Today I'm back with a co-host.
What's up, guys? I hope everyone's fine at home.
So we're just gonna go into it. So we'll review the first fight of the night, which I missed a bit of, but Vyacheslav Borchev versus Matthias Camillo was wrestling versus striking. Got outstruck a bit, but did win with the takedown and the control. Cool fight, but Vyacheslav Borchev is on a bad run and he's old and nothing crazy. We'll see what happened next with both of them. Don't really have matchups necessarily have to see them in. We'll see what's up with both guys after this. For the next fight, we have Baisangur Susurkaev versus Eric Mekanico. What do you think about the KO in this one?
I think it's a great KO. I think it's a great fight. Susurkaev, I don't think he's gonna be. He doesn't impress me that much, but he is. He's gonna be maybe a problem in the division. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. It's a great win. It's all right.
For sure. Mekanico hasn't had much success, but he did look sharp in the fight. I thought Susurkaev, I think, is clean. I feel like for some reason, I just feel like he's a little bit soft as a 85er. I feel like, he's not big 85er. He has a trouble handling the power at times, I find.
Look at the odds.
Yeah, he was like super favored in this fight,
I feel like this is slightly too much, This guy... He's getting a bit overrated. I feel like that's what's gonna happen. But he is he did get a finish.
And
it's a late finish, but it's a finish.
And he called out Bo Nichols. That's a fight I'd love to see. Baisangur Susurkaev versus Bo Nichols, because Rodolfo Vieira had absolutely nothing on the feet for Bo.
No.
Big KO. And so, it was like one of those fights that he just get because...
he was just standing in front of him doing nothing the whole fight. I think he threw one jab and one right.
Yeah.
Maybe one hook. But that's all it was. That's 3 strikes. And then just Bo is just styling on him with the torching him up on the feet. Finishing it with the head kick. Headshot, dead.
So,
beautiful shot, but what a bad opponent.
We're going to talk about the fight later, but you're going to have Baisangur Susurkaev against him. I think that's a fight where, Bo Nichols going to have something coming back his way. And so I'd love to see it. For Eric Mekanico, whatever's next, we'll see. Next, we have Angela Hill versus Fatima Klein. So Angela Hill, staple in the top 15 of the women's strawweight. She's always taking fights. She has she doesn't have a good record, but it's always super close fight. We don't see the record here for some reason. Yeah, but she's always in close fights with top level competition, and Fatima Klein kind of beat her really beat her up. So that's a good win for her. Fatima Klein, I think she lost her debut on short notice against Jazz the Vicious, but since then she's been very dominant. I'm looking forward to seeing her go at the top of this division. I think that's the same division with Yang Xiaonan, all these people. So that, potential fight with Weili in the future could be set up for.
She has good hands. She good boxing, good everything, good power. A little bit of torch in there. So yeah, that's good.
Yeah, she has good takedowns as well. So she's one of those women prospect. That's pretty cool.
Yep.
That's nice for Angela Hill. I don't see much. She's getting old. I think she could retire, or maybe these gatekeeper wins, fights for Fatima Klein. Yeah, I think she's going on a title run. I don't have a specific opponent though that I'm looking forward for. Next, we have the Pat Sabatini versus Chepe Mariscal fight. So this was, it's close in terms of strikes, but Pat Sabatini dominated and completely nullified Chepe. Chepe was 6-0 in the UFC, so that's a very good win for Sabatini. I think he needs a top 15 opponent next at featherweight. Who do you think you could match him up with?
Pat Sabatini at featherweight? Honestly, guys, I haven't seen that fight. I was up. I had something to do. I had to get the pizza downstairs. But, yeah. Pat Sabatini getting a win. So, is there a top 15 opponent?
For sure.
So, at featherweight, top 15.
A guy like Dan Ige, maybe. Or
Dan Ige fight? Okay.
Yeah.
How big is Sabatini? Is he a big guy? Is he tall?
He's not
Is
a
it a good
tall guy.
stylistic matchup?
Yeah, they're both like 5'7".
So 7 takedowns for Sabatini. Great wrestler.
Yep, and he
Amazing.
got that body triangle, dominated control time the whole.
Then a Dan Ige fight looks good. Dan Ige hasn't fought in a while, guys.
Yeah,
It's time for him to get back in the game. So
I would
let's put him against a prospect, Sabatini. That's perfect.
Yep, looking forward to that
Good fight.
fight. I think either a Dan Ige or I would also love to see him fight like a Patricio Pitbull. One of those two guys. I think that would make sense for him. I think that's a fight that he can very much win. We've seen him fight Diego Lopez where he got absolutely starched. We've seen him on the feet this time. He looked a little bit like a deer in headlights still. So I think someone that's like low output on the feet that hasn't shown, that's he could potentially have success in the grappling with. I think that's an interesting fight for sure. For Chepe, it's time to build back up. I could see him fight Nathaniel Wood, who had a close fight last time. Featherweight, they both beat Morgan Charrier. Nathaniel Wood more dominant, but would still be, I think, a phenomenal fight right outside the top 15. What do you think of that fight?
I think it's amazing. Wood has some extremely good ends. I feel like Wood could potentially make his way maybe into the top 15. We'll see what happens, but a Chepe fight looks good.
Yeah.
And if he can beat Chepe the same way he beat Charrier and just show off on him, tee off on him with the hands, I think it's good. It's a great win, and maybe can put him up for a close to top 15 fight.
For sure. I think if he beats Chepe, he gets a top 15. Yeah, because he's on a tier right now. He's just beaten a prospect in Jose Delgado as well, so he's like on an
He's
absolute
amazing.
tier.
Wood is amazing.
Yeah. Next, we have Kyle Dawkins versus Gerald Mearshart, which this was supposed to be a lower level fight, but then Kyle Dawkins just put him out and then darsed him. So Kyle Dawkins on a 2 KO streak, and he's a guy who was a UFC fallout. So he was in the UFC, had 0 success, got put out the UFC, got racked a couple wins, and now he's on a 2-fight KO streak. And he was purely a BJJ guy before. Now he's KOing people. He had good selection, I thought. Granted, it wasn't against high-level competition. You can put him against a guy like Michael Jachuk, a guy like that. I think that's a fight that would make sense. See where he's actually at, and when it comes to his striking against a more competent opponent. So that would be, I think, Michael Jachuk fight works for him. And
how old is Gerald Mearshart?
Very, very old. 38.
This guy looks like he has one foot in the grave. Well, I'm hating it a little bit because he does look still in shape, but he is an old man. At the end of the day, we cannot forget that Kyle Doofus, he beat the old man.
Yeah.
So maybe Oleg Jacek might not be the best thing for him.
I think
Oleg Jacek with the new fighting nerd evolution might put him to sleep. I don't think Kyle Doofus is that great of a fighter, honestly.
He beat but the Dars transition was very good in that fight. He showed he was slick. Before that was BJJ guy, so that's a
50
and he also beat Michel Pereira before that. So I think that's a better win than Gerald Mearshart, a Michel Pereira win. Who he KO'd as well. So I can see him fight that level. And Mearshart, I think he needs to retire now. He's on a terrible streak. Next, we need to talk about that fight. I'll let you start.
The big leagues.
Ethan Ewing upset against Malcolm Wellmaker on 2 days' notice.
Guys, 2 days' notice. Wellmaker probably went into that first round and he was probably like, what is going on with this Ewing looking guy, man? I mean, Ewing is an absolute beast. He's a monster. I give him so much credit for that win. I think it's one of the greatest wins on this card. It's an amazing performance. The ends, the takedowns, the scramble ability. I think he's amazing. I think he's gonna be an absolute threat to deal with. And not taking anything from Wellmaker. I believe these guys are two beasts that might be on the come up. But this guy, Ewing, is 27 years of age, man. That's a crazy win, I feel like. Because Wellmaker, he's on a good level. Amazing speed, amazing strikes, amazing shot selection. He's a KO artist. Ewing went in there, got clipped in the first, wobbled around a little bit, got back up. It didn't matter. The rest of the fight was going his way, literally. and it was an amazing fight. Could have won fight of the night. I think it's an amazing fight. Honestly, it's an amazing performance, and Ewing is gonna be a threat in the future. What about you, man? What do you think?
For sure. I think Ewing showed a very, very high level on 2 days' notice like that against a big prospect with big power coming up. He fought on the 7th. And he fought yesterday at 15th, so he fought 8 days ago. He just won like a tournament. And he was 7 KOs out of his last 8 wins. He didn't get the KO here, but, he showed that he really showed, he busted up Malcolm Wellmaker the whole time. And I thought, good volume, and that's a short notice performance against a very dangerous prospect. Just to be able to get wobbled like he did in the first and come back into the fight, not give up on himself in this kind of matchup where he's a huge underdog and everything. I think he showed up. He showed some really, really high-level skills on top of that. Good art. I'm seeing this guy. I'm very high on this guy now. Can't wait for his next fight. I think he's gonna be on a good run, and I think he's gonna be a problem for these featherweights.
Yeah.
So, very hyped. Also, not to take away from Malcolm Wellmaker, who accepted that fight on 2 days' notice. Complete stylistically different matchup, and still showed up, showed some good art. He got busted up, kept coming forward and everything. He was just outskilled there. But, looking forward to see what he's up to next as well. I think very drastic change in level of competition. I think he did. He did okay. We'll see how the Ethan Ewing performance age. But for now, I'm still high on both of those guys. So next fight we have the Aaron Blanchfield versus Cortez, which was, a bit of a in 2 rounds. They went very high volume, press forward, and they got Blanchfield got the submission. So what do you think of this fight? Did you get to see this one?
I don't really think of this fight, honestly. It kind of just slipped by, but it's a good win. It's a great win.
Mm-hmm.
Blanchfield submitting Cortez. It's a good win.
Mm-hmm.
It's a very good win. I can't take anything. Chrissy Cortez looking good as ever, but
Yeah.
she's more of a shower.
And Aaron Blanchfield, she lost to Manon Fiorot, so I don't think she's going to be next in line for a title shot. But she's 1 fight away, I think. So we'll see.
What are you gonna do? You're gonna pair up with which fighter are you gonna do?
Actually, we didn't do a pair up for the Malcolm Wellmaker, Ethan Ewing. For Ethan Ewing, I would say he can't get necessarily a ranking fight because Malcolm Wellmaker normally fights at bantam. I would say for Ethan Ewing, who could he get in a fight? I think you can match him.
He deserves a good shot because he showed up and got I don't know if he get a fight of the night or whatever, but he showed up. And,
No, he didn't. It says it here when he does.
Nice.
So I would go for him. Damn, who can you really do outside the rankings at featherweight? I mean, you have guys like, you could literally do a Chepe. They fought in the same card. You could literally do Chepe or like
I'm thinking Valios, but I'm thinking also maybe it's too big of a step for Ewing in competition, and
that would be phenomenal.
But I think it's a phenomenal fight, honestly. I think Ewing might be at that level from what I've seen. Maybe I'm overrating, but that's what I believe.
Yeah, I think you can do that. You can give him like or you could literally do also Onama. I know Onama was ranked, but he's just lost his fight against Steve Garcia pretty badly in the first round. I think you could do that, in this featherweight division is getting and the bottom of the top 15 though is getting a little bit I find. So maybe you can throw some new name in there. Ethan Ewing against David Onama next. That could be good.
Give him a shot, man. Give him a shot. He went on 48 hours notice and beat Wellmaker. It's amazing. It's amazing. Give him a good shot.
And for Malcolm Wellmaker, honestly, just put him against a guy whose skill set we respect. He's fighting at bantamweight though, so you could do the Begzat Almakhan or Topuria loser. I think that makes sense since there was rumor of him being booked against Topuria. You could do the loser of that fight, so maybe a Begzat Almakhan fights this kind of level of competition. I find could be solid for him. For this one, honestly, Aaron Blanchfield, you could do the Jazz the Vicious fight maybe, since they both lost to Fioro and Tracy
Be a good fight.
Cortez. Tracy Cortez, I don't really have a matchup for her, to be honest. We could, whatever they got next for her. Next, we got Kopilov versus Gregory Rodriguez, Robocop. What did you? They don't have the stats on here, but Gregory Rodriguez beat Kopilov.
Listen, Rodriguez has become a phenomenal striker, and I've seen him roll into an ankle lock on Kopilov. What have we seen? I've never seen a man so stiff roll into an ankle lock, guys. But he still did it. He tried. It was nice. But Gregory Rodriguez, man, is so much pop into that jab, right hand, whatever shot he throws, there's so much power. And Kopilov was just tanking these shots. Shout out to him. He did not get the Jack Hermanson. But I mean, Rodriguez is just a force to be reckoned with. I feel like the presence in the ring, it's in the octagon. It might be too much for these 185ers, man. Honestly, Rodriguez he's a RoboCop. He's a straight monster.
He's a tank. I think for RoboCop, a fight that I see next is now he's getting, I think, Kopilov at that number 15 spot. So I think, or maybe he just got. It just got taken away from him because of the Abus and Pfeiffer fight. I think that might have happened. But either way, I think you can do Gregory Rodriguez versus Abus, who just lost inside the top 15. Well, he just lost his spot in the top 15. Maybe you can do that fight. And then...
what about Pfeiffer?
You can do Pfeiffer as well. Just
Pfeiffer fight would be amazing.
Pfeiffer should fight up the rankings since he just got a ranking spot. Yeah. So I don't think they can really make it happen. So I would go more so for a boost, and then, but if he does have a ranking, you can make him fight, which I don't know. And so I would go a boost. I think that makes sense. I think that would be for the 15th spot for sure, no doubt. So he would get ranked of that fight. For Kopilov, and now he's going down in those fights. I think this kind of at 85, this guy who just fraud check Mario Pinto. No, not Mario Pinto. Mario Tullio. Or Marco Tullio? Yeah. Just fraud checked him. Christian. Oh, man. I don't remember his name. Christian. He's an English fighter. He fought Gregory Rodriguez. Lost as well. But since then, he's been on a tier. Christian. I have Christian Duncan, but it's not Chris Duncan. That's a 55er. You all know who I'm talking about. He should fight Kopilov. I think that's a phenomenal fight. He got a KO in the last card. Big KO. Christian Duncan? I think it's Duncan as well. I don't know. But I think him against Kopilov would make sense. Gregory Rodriguez against Abus Magomedov. I think those are two solid fights. And we would look at that. What you think?
What? The fight?
Matchup
for Rodriguez. Honestly, give him Rainer the Ritter. I don't care, man. Give him Rainer the Ritter.
Top 5 fight.
After that Allen loss, man, he needs to get back and he needs to fight. And Rodriguez stuck his high right now, so let's go.
Yeah, but he lost to Cannonier.
It's okay, man. It's okay.
On a big losing streak.
Give him a the Ritter fight, man.
Crazy. Next we have Bo Nickel, man. Big Bo.
Bo Nickel.
For the matchup for him, I have Basang versus Urkaev. I thought Rodolfo Vieira looked old. He did not look good in this fight, and he hasn't in his last fight either. Lost to Petrosky, who's been getting bodied right now in the UFC. I think that's really just to show, hey, I'm not that bad of a fight. Now show us that you're good, Bo, and I think fight Basang versus Urkaev, who's gonna have something.
I think that's a problematic fight for Bo, I'm not going to lie. But Rodolfo Vieira looked like Patchy Mix at 185. Yeah. Guys, this guy needs to retire or needs to start rolling into ankle picks. But the stiffness is crazy. I mean, this guy that has no movement. The footwork, I mean, if you start getting styled on by Bo Nickel on the feet, I mean, it says a lot, Come on, man.
3-1s on the strike, takedown, sub attempt, and he had that sub attempt. He didn't get it because Rodolfo Vieira is a competent BJJ guy, but he doesn't have dominant grappling at all. So this is Yeah, I don't want to talk about this fight too much. I think Rodolfo Vieira,
He's a can. He was a can in that fight. He's a
absolutely.
can. And Bo Nickel, that's a great win for him. Putting him back. Who do you match up him with? Who do you
Cesar Kaev, man.
Sister Cav? Okay.
So that's the matchup I see for him.
I agree with this.
I want to see him fight a prospect. You know,
It'd be a good fight. Let's go.
Yeah.
Let's make this happen. Bo Nickel, let's stop giving him some terrible fighters and let's get on with it.
For sure.
Let's get on the Bo Nickel train.
Next, we have the Benoit Saint Denis against Beneil Dariush.
What an amazing fight.
Yeah, I thought early stoppage, but pretty good fight for BSD.
Yeah.
You know, I think Beneil didn't give up on himself, and that was good because I feel like the ref stepped in early. Beneil was getting something going, but apart because it's like it kind of looks like he shot a takedown at the same time, and that's why his head like hit the mat and like he looked unconscious. But
basically
it was a takedown attempt. It's crazy that it wasn't credited, but
it's unfortunate that the ref had to step in, not knowing what kind of techniques Beneil had up his sleeve.
Yeah,
Beneil has some weird positioning. We like you've seen through his fights, and that was just one of these moments where sometimes he just throws his whole neck on the ground and almost breaks, and he just rolls into an ankle pick. And Saint Denis would have been listen.
Yeah, not seen him in these
Whatever.
positions, you know.
Yeah. So what can I do for Dariush? Well, you can give him the title shot, and
I think Beneil should go up and try to fight Islam at 70.
Yeah.
I think that makes sense.
That's an amazing matchup.
Yeah, and for BSD, but in all seriousness, I think Beneil needs to retire. His chin is too compromised. That shot that landed.
That was that was a pity patty shot. Honestly.
Yeah, it looked like a clinch shot a little bit. It didn't look like there was much torque or anything, and then he got put out cold. It's happened like 3 times in his last 4 fights. I think this guy needs to retire ASAP. He also, I say 3 times, but Moicano at the end of a round, he almost got put out cold. If the bell didn't ring, I think he would have been KO'd. And so we're just gonna go. Beneil needs to retire ASAP. Yeah. Can't fight again. For BSD though, that's kind of a free win. If there would have been grappling and stuff, that could have been.
This is 2 good wins from Saint Denis. On the resume, beating Rufy, good old striker. We thought it was the second coming of Conor McGregor, whatever. That's not it. But it's still a good win. Beating Beneil Dariush is a good win as well. Early stoppage, but it's a good win regardless. Yeah. And so now for Saint Denis, man, what's next? What's next at 55? Maybe a Bam Mondes fight looks nice. A Fiziev fight looks nice as well. I think both of these matchups are very plausible, and I think that's what it should be.
Yeah, I like the Fiziev fight. I think at that 10-9 spot that they're both kind of at. I think this is a great fight for them.
Yeah.
And I don't know who I favor in this fight. I slightly favor Fiziev in this fight, but I'm very much I think it's phenomenal for BSD versus Fiziev. I think that's the matchup, and Beneil with retirement is a good matchup as well.
Yep.
Next, we have Leon Edwards and Carlos Prates.
Again, another early stoppage from the ref,
Crazy. I didn't like that stoppage. I didn't like it. Yeah. I thought the way Leon, when he looked up, it's kind of, that was scary for me.
Yeah.
I didn't like this one. Yeah. But...
what a shot. What a striker, and just perfectly timed the shot. He was perfectly calm in there as well. Leon had the back at a certain point. Great showing from Leon. Great skills from Leon, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
But I really did not see Leon coming out of that fight alive.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what happened. Prates just torched him up with one shot. One little foot movement, faked to the body, went to the head. Leon, Leon's feet got lifted off the canvas before he fell. That's why the impact was so big. We literally see Leon flying in the air, like both feet in the air. It's just Prates' right hand it needs to be studied.
Yeah, no.
It's a touch of death, and if you get touched by it, I don't care what kind of 70-pounder you are. We've seen it with every single fighter he fought, Prates, and he's amazing. He's gonna be a force to be reckoned with, and he didn't have the nerve like he did against the Gary fight. That was a good performance, and Prates is a scary man. Can't wait to see him in the division. What's next for Prates? Maybe we can talk about that. You want
For
to talk about that right
sure,
now?
for sure. I think we can also talk about Leon not fighting again. That was a scary KO. I don't want to see him in the octagon again. He's on a 3-fight losing streak, getting finished in both of his last fight. Not good for him. For Prochus, I thought phenomenal performance. He did everything he had to do. Looked calm on the ground, but he did get taken down by Leon though. So that tells you, hey, you know, if he fights if he's getting a title shot or something against a guy like Islam, that's gonna be problematic. I find.
Absolutely.
I think.
But then it's also a threat of the power. Like I also feel like Prates can knock out Islam with one shot, so that's also plausible. But what's
But look at
more
how
likely
late
to
he got
happen?
that.
Of course. Well, it's round 2.
For sure, but if Islam works that first round, gets into dominant positions like
Absolutely,
he did,
absolutely. I feel like Islam would torch Prates the way,
Yeah.
but we'll get to that later. But it's still a great matchup in a way.
For
I think
sure.
there's a lot of threat coming from both sides, but I don't want to see Prates get a title shot. Honestly, we'll talk about it.
Yeah,
later.
for me, matchup wise for Pratis, and I know it's kind of like robbing both of these guys from a deserved title shot, but I cannot stop thinking about the Carlos Pratis versus Michael Morales matchup.
Absolutely.
I can't stop thinking about it.
And
This is
we
imagine.
can- yeah, I mean with the Morales performance and the Prates performance, that's the matchup that makes the most sense. And we'll get to Morales, the greatest of all time, in a couple of minutes, but whatever. I also believe a Prates matchup against Usman maybe would be good. If Usman really wants to dig in and get that next title shot, because I know him and Islam, both businessmen. So maybe if Usman can get a win over Prates, which I don't believe can happen anymore, at least.
I don't know if I
we'll
see.
I think it's a great fight. I think it's a great fight, but I really feel like I would favor the Morales matchup. I really want to see that fight.
For sure. The Morales matchup speaks to me in a way, but I also love stylistically how he do against Usman, because we've seen guys with good takedown defense, but now got taken down by Leon. We've seen Buckley was like stuffing Colby left and right and overpowering him and all that, and then Usman getting him. I think stylistically it's a good fight. I'd love to see it. I think, I love the matchup. With that being said, I think the Michael Morales versus Carlos Prates as a co-main of a pay-per-view or something, or co-main of a pay-per-view, that would be insane. I just
Absolutely.
absolute barn burner.
Yep.
And undeniable title shot to the winner.
What a fight.
Yeah.
What a fight.
Next we have this one, which we're gonna do a separate video on.
Yeah.
So we'll not expand too much on it. Absolute surprise, Michael Morales. What a fighter.
What a monster. What a threat what a massive human. What a massive human in the octagon. What a presence. From the moment the bell rang, I felt something, and I felt like Brady was in there. He was not really comfortable, man. There was no point in the fight where Brady was comfortable.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I
no
don't
point, so.
I don't want to talk too much about it for this one, but what a fighter, man. I'm really looking forward to Michael Morales. I had actually not tuned into a Michael Morales live fight. I've seen his fight afterwards. The Burns fight, some fight with Jake Matthews, all of those. But I haven't turned into a live fight. That was the first time, and whoa, he has that wow factor. So we'll talk more into it into the next video, to a future video. Next, we'll just go into the Valentina Shevchenko versus
what
Whaley.
a fight.
I know
What
that
a
was.
fight, guys. If I could get this rematch tomorrow, man. Oh, yeah. No, honestly, this was an absolute barn burner. What is this?
Yeah, I remember that this was your favorite fight of the night.
Yeah.
Do you want to,
What I want to say is Valentina Shevchenko has nothing more to prove. And Valentina Shevchenko, I feel like, is what Merab would be like in 3 years if he keeps on running the division. And I mean, it's the most impressive women's win I've ever seen. Women's MMA win I've ever seen in my life. And beating Whaley so easily, so casually, just taking her down, picking her apart on the feet. But at the end of the day, it's still an easy decision. And Shevchenko, she does not look for the finish. She does not look for it. And she's really just there to get these dominant wins. And it's okay, but she can also just retire as the female GOAT. That's I believe she just established herself as the greatest female fighter, MMA fighter of all time with that win. Such a dominant 50-45 win over Zhang Weili, who is herself one of the greatest strawweight in the history. And if one strawweight, if there was one woman that could have beat Shevchenko, it was Zhang Weili. Don't get me wrong. And that was it. And we just saw what happened. And I'm very impressed. Valentina is a killer. She's a straight up murder on the feet, and great wrestling. But ultimately, it's she should retire. I believe Shevchenko could retire, no problem. She's amazing, but yeah, she has nothing more to prove. She has really nothing more to do.
Exactly.
She can go up and fight Kayla, but that's just, I think she's gonna be too small, maybe a little. It's too much. Women's MMA, it's very different. The size is very different, and even yesterday, Weili was slightly like, how do I say this? Like, Valentina was much bigger in a way than Weili. We saw it was a bit of size difference,
Yeah. So happy you loved the fight, like you say you did. Zhang Weili, looked a bit small in there as against the flyweight, and I think it's the same for Valentina if she goes up to Kayla Harrison. It's an even way bigger size difference because Kayla is just a humongous human being for a woman, And I think Valentina dominated. She's 37, Weili's 36. Valentina can hang it up. Weili can go back to dominate a strawweight for a couple more fights. That's what I see for them, but I don't have matchups I'm very much looking forward in that division. I thought as a co-main, this was a bit of a stinker.
This killed the mood. This really killed the mood. As far as, legacy-wise, it's an amazing fight, but let's be honest. This killed the mood. What was the fight before that? Was Morales and Brady?
Morales, Brady, Pratis, Leon,
exactly.
and
so we went from
BSD.
Pratis and Edwards, Morales, Brady, two of the greatest knockouts this year, and then you have come on, man.
You have the BSD, Daniel, early stoppage.
No, that's early stoppage.
Yeah, early stoppage.
But yeah, come on, man. That's just. I was sleeping. I started snoozing.
Yeah.
By the third round, I think I started snoozing.
Yeah, that killed me. I had to force myself to stay up. Next, we're gonna talk about the main event and the GOAT. So we have Islam Makhachev versus Jack Della Maddalena. Absolute dominant showing against a force to be reckoned with. A guy who just fought a championship level grappler in Bilal Muhammad. And the scramble, so good. Craig Jones specific. He's training with Craig Jones like Volk did, but he's way bigger than Volk. And, he's 29 years old in his prime and everything. Islam dominated this guy.
Torched him on the feet. He made that man wobble on one leg. Took him down. For us, it was kind of a boring fight, obviously, but it doesn't even matter because it was such a dominant showing. And Islam Makhachev is the greatest fighter of all time, without a doubt anymore.
Oh, really? I wouldn't. Okay.
Yeah, I think he's the greatest fighter of all time, without doubt. And now we need the Porter matchup, and it will just confirm Islam's going to throw him around just like Jack, and that's what it's going to be. But that fight was boring, but whatever. It is what it is. 140 total strikes against 30. That's it.
Yeah, and
45,
significant. It's 30, but that's like with the ground strikes and everything. And I thought he landed some big elbows at some points. I don't know how they ended up with just 30 significant strikes, especially if you count in with the leg kicks and the elbows on the ground. I don't know if they counted those as significant strike, but overall, big domination by Islam. That was extremely impressive. Honestly, it wasn't the most interesting fight, but the way that I saw it was that first round, Jack gave it his all. Jack really tried to go in. He got taken down right away, controlled, and then from there he realized, this isn't Bilal. I can't just get back up to my feet. This is next level, and he was just scared of getting taken down, and he started fighting Islam's fight, and that's
Islam's wrestling looked the best it had ever looked of all time. The Olympic shots, the trips, the everything. Dominant showing, dominant performance, and it was an amazing thing to see.
It's crazy.
But it wasn't the craziest fight, but it was an amazing thing to see the dominance. So
For sure. And I think that people are giving him too much shit about not being able to finish the fight because when it came, he tried to lock in that Dars.
Every single round, at
Yeah.
least 3 times around, he kept. And Jack was just out there like, okay, let me not
Yeah.
get Dars. This guy is way too strong for me.
Exactly.
Jack was in survival mode because he knew we couldn't do anything. Because if he had given up that position, it would have been a Dars. Absolutely. Yeah. I think so.
Yeah, exactly. He was really, really trying to stay like he was. He was trying to get back up to his feet. Islam was finding a way to get into a submission, and then Jack was like retreating and going back to flat on his back, just trying to not get back up.
Once Islam took Jack down like every single round, and he gets into that side control position, it's done. Jack cannot. If Jack tries to get up, that's when Islam would always lock up the Dars.
Exactly, and I think Islam, he really tried to go for the finish the whole time, was trying to advance positions, and so people can say that, but at the end of the day, he did train with Craig Jones, and it clearly showed in his defense, like how calm he was with the Dars positions. That was impressive, but that's like the only thing he did good in this fight, Jack. Yeah. Honestly, else got absolutely ragdolled.
So what's next? What is next? Islam, Ilya Topuria. Absolutely. Let's make the 170 matchup the greatest matchup of all time in the UFC.
Yep.
White House. I mean, it's perfect. If this fight does not happen, I don't know. I'm gonna break my monitor. And if Jack Della Maddalena fights, maybe get the Sean Brady fight.
I think Jack Della Maddalena, you can do literally Sean Brady or Usman. I could do either of those. I think
makes sense.
I like those fights. I think for sure. I think JDM. I had JDM versus Usman because of how he did against Belal. I think it's interesting to see that fight kind of again with Usman. I'd love to see that fight. But the big fight here is Islam versus Topuria. I think that's the matchup. And my thing is that I understand that even that fight that held up the welterweight division, but it's building more interesting prospects because now we have Brady was one fight away. Now he's not. Michael Morales, phenomenal showing against Brady, but that's his only good win. His win before that is a 38-year-old Gilbert Burns. That's not that impressive at all, actually. Like when it comes to championship level, not at all. And so you're building the resume of these guys of like, okay, this is an actual threat. I think the Morales-Prates fight makes sense for a title shot because Prates lost to Gary a couple fights ago. Gary lost to Shavkat, and now he's fighting. He's fighting Belal, who just lost. He's also going to be in title contendership. Brady's won, like is clearly 2 wins removed now, at least. So all of these prospects, they're not. It's not like the division. It's not like there's a fighter on a 3 impressive fight win streak that's like being stole his opportunity to fight for the belt. It's really not that way with welterweight, I find. So I think the Topuria fight against Islam at 70, that makes sense for a big White House event. And then after that, you can go to fight like these 70-pounders.
Welterweight is so exciting currently, man. And then you have the Belal and Gary matchup coming up. I mean, welterweight is amazing. Welterweight is the new playground for UFC, man. It's going to be crazy. You have guys like the bottom of the rankings is Joaquin Buckley. That's amazing. I mean, that's amazing.
Yeah, for sure. At bottom of the like top 10, I think you have Joaquin Buckley up there with and then you have like guys like Burns and stuff and Colby Covington. They're outside the top 10 now. They're getting they're outside, so now it's place for the new talents. I think it's it's the best division right now, I would say.
Absolutely.
That and bantamweight, for me, those two are absolutely phenomenal. But I want to see Islam versus Topuria. That's the fight I want to see. And
it's the biggest fight of all time, basically. It really is, and it's the greatest skill-wise matchup. It's the best there is, and I want to see it at 70, because I don't know.
I want to see Islam cut down to 55 with the added weight. That would be problematic, and it kind of puts an asterisk on whether or not this was the best version of Islam. And also with Topuria, we just have a guy who starched Charles Oliveira, and it starched Alexander Volkanovski. Look at Volkanovski compared to Jack Della Maddalena, how he did against Islam. I think people are forgetting that. I think we're going to need to do a video soon about GOATs and talk about the way that Volk lost to Islam, kind of it's kind of like a better win than like beating a Dustin Poirier kind of,
Absolutely.
which is, you know, so yeah, very hyped for that. I think this is the fight to make. We'll do more videos regarding this card, like with the outcome of this card next. So guys, just stay tuned to the channel. Now we're back at being in full effect. So this is it.
All right, guys. So hope you guys enjoyed, and yeah.
Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and stay tuned until the next time.